All right, fam, it is day 2 of this end of the year 3-part round robin. Yesterday, we brought you the theology of idolatry, and today we're going to bring you the 2025 year in review. And here's a little clip of what you can expect in this show.
Please stop abusing and manipulating the people of God. Please stop pretending that you have power when you have none. Zero.
But she does, though. She has evil power. She has put a spell on these people. She's an authoritarian. She reminds me so much of Trump. She has authoritarian power over these people. Like the way she talks to the people in her community, it's like they're under her spell. Yeah, it's witchcraft. Yeah,
it's witchcraft.
All of her accusations are confessions. As you can see, I'm joined by NFL and Rich Auntie for this episode. You know how we get down with it. And here's what we do on our end of the year review. We take a look at some of our top episodes, some of our top conversations throughout the year. And 2025 has been a wild year. So on this episode, we're going to take a look at our top 3 conversations from throughout the year, and we're going to do a little reaching for the stars round robin. You know, that's everybody's favorite segment of the show. Every now and then I'll run into people and they'll be like, reaching for the stars. It's so hilarious how that came to be, because that started out as a joke and now it's like the main segment on the show. But hey, here we are. Even when I sang that, I was just being silly. I wasn't really trying to start a whole segment. But let me give you the top 10. I'm gonna give you 7 of the top 10 episodes from Holy Smokes and the TFC platform this year. And then when we get into the show, we're gonna run through the top 3. Okay. So here are the top 10 episodes as far as reach. Number 10, when Christianity becomes anti-Black. Number 9, Deconstructing Singles Ministry. You should probably go back and check these out if you haven't, because they were all amazing conversations. Number 8, The Truth About Fornication with Dr. Delman Coates. I am still getting in trouble over that conversation. Number 7, The Theology of Suffering with Auntie Mazda Miles. Number 6, this is the one that broke the internet, The Theology of Gospel Music with Auntie Yolanda Adams. Listen, I'm still getting tagged and sent videos of people making a big fuss out of what Auntie Yolanda said in that episode. Number 5, Deconstructing Revelation with Dr. Angela Parker. If you've had the book of Revelation used as a fear tactic against you, weaponized to make you modify your behavior and live upright and holy and pure, you need to check out Deconstructing Revelation with Dr. Angela Parker. And number 4 is A Witness for White Jesus. All right. So those are 10 through 4 of our top 10 episodes for 2025. So now we're going to get into the year in review, and we're going to reveal the top 3 episodes this year in this upcoming installment of Holy Smokes. And then tomorrow, we're going to actually release the number 1 episode of the year, because we never actually released it. It got the most reach of all of our episodes, and we never released it to the general public. Now, if you like, how does that happen? That's because we share clips from our episodes after we record them with our Patreon community. If you want to get access to all of the stuff that we record, you want to be a part of the live virtual recordings, join our Patreon. You know, it's $10 a month. It's not that much. That's how you support the work that we do. Our Patreon community makes this possible. The reason you're hearing my voice right now, if you're on YouTube, the reason you're looking into my eyes right now is because of our Patreon community. So if you want to join the Patreon community and help us continue this work, join Patreon. You get access to all of the good stuff, all of the full-length recordings. I'm telling you, we go live every Wednesday night for TFC Live. And y'all, we be in there for like 2.5 hours every Wednesday. Some people hang the whole time. Some people do it in segments and they come back and they get the replay. It's really up to you when you're in Patreon. So yeah, come through, join us in Patreon so you can get access to all of this But for right now, you know what to do. Pull up a chair, light a stick if you want, and pour a dram if you please, as we deconstruct harmful theology and build beloved community one cigar at a time. Let's get to it. All right, y'all, we're back. It is the final recording of 2025. We made it. Oh my God. 2025 has been something. Huh? It's been something. But we made it.
Ho! Adalobo kosha. Tobe atuda da basika to.
Listen, 2025 got me doing this praise break.
After all I've been through, you niggas can't take my joy. You niggas won't steal my joy. You niggas won't piss me off. And after all I've been through.
After all
Huh?
I've been through.
Talk.
Huh? Amen.
Testify.
Like,
Come on and testify.
Anybody been through something in 2025?
My God.
Anybody had to overcome some obstacles in
Huh?
2025?
Come
My
on
Anybody
God.
now.
had to go through some storms
Listen,
in
I need you to stop.
2025?
I need you to stop. Like, for real. For real. I need you to
Yeah,
stop. 'Cause
no.
I feel my chest getting hot, so I need you to cut
No,
it
no,
out.
no.
I need you to cut it out.
Anybody can testify God kept me in 2025, huh? No, listen.
We ain't
Don't
gonna talk
start
about being kept. We not gonna talk about being kept. We not gonna do it. We not gonna do
Listen.
it. No, 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 no.
I'm trying to tell you. 2025 has
I
been a
may
hell
have
of a
been
year.
tossed about, tossed around, turned upside down. But when I talk about kept, that's some real shit.
My God.
And I mean that. I mean it. I mean it.
It's been a year. It's been a year. And it's been a great year at that. Like I've been telling my friends and my family when I look back on 2025, it's that Charles Dickens phrase. It was the best of times, it was the worst of times. You know, there were a lot of challenges this year, but we've been so incredibly blessed. And we've been blessed here on this platform. You know, the ministry has grown and not it's grown numerically a little bit, but more so in maturity. Like it has matured a lot this year. And I'm really proud of us and how we have matured as a community this year. And then just the reach of the platform. We're counting down our top 3 episodes of the year. And we're going to do some reaching for the stars segments around those episodes. Our top episode this year got 993,000 organic impressions. 993,000 organic impressions. Y'all, hold up. That was the dignified celebration. Now here's the one I really want to do. Yeah. It's been an incredible time. It's been an incredible time. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna count down some of these episodes. But first, I gotta give you the one rule. I'm gonna go ahead and do that for us today. The one rule is that we honor each other's lived experiences and we don't uplift theories over what people have actually lived. Healthy debates are welcome. We don't have to agree about everything. We don't try to force agreement, but kindness is key, right? And what we don't do here, we don't debate people's humanity. That's not what we do. We're not debating people's humanity, their human dignity. Well, we can debate other stuff, but we're not going to debate that. And that is grounded in greatest commandment theology. That's the theological framework that I introduced in my book, Breaking All the Rules. It says your love for God is displayed through how you love your neighbor, which is an extension of how you love yourself. Therefore, you can't fully love God if you don't love your neighbor, and you can't fully love your neighbor if you don't love yourself. And we use Matthew 22:34-40 as a basis for that particular framework. And of course, you can find love for neighbor as self in other faith traditions as well. This is not a Christian supremacist organization. We follow the way of Yeshua, the way of Jesus, but only a third of us are Christians. A lot of us are just somewhere else on the spectrum of spirituality. But we find ways to be unified even when we're not uniform. So that is the one rule. That was all right.
That was all right there. Unified but not uniform. Come on.
Ain't it all right?
Yes.
Y'all, wow. I love it. I love it. Tracy, I'm glad to hear that. Tracy said TFC has literally helped me not to lose my mind this year. I'm glad TFC could be that for you. I'm glad TFC could be that for somebody. Our goal has always been to improve the quality of people's lives. Jesus said the enemy comes to steal, kill, and destroy, but I have come that you might have life and life more abundantly. So if I claim to come trying to live in the way of Jesus and trying to do ministry like I believe Jesus modeled, then I want your life to be abundant. I want you to live in abundance. And if we can contribute to that, that's what we're trying to do. So yes, I'm really glad to hear that. Okay, let's get into some introductions. It's the year in review. Let's start here. What are you smoking and drinking this week, if anything? And then what is like the most impactful cultural moment for you this year? All right, now I had two that came up. I'm only going to talk about one. One that came up was Auntie Yolanda. She was on the episode a few weeks ago. It started this whole national Black conversation about the gender of God. So I was really proud to like be a part of starting that conversation all over again. But the big moment was actually the assassination of Charlie Kirk. Not because I was deeply impacted by his assassination. I was vexed by how many Black people weren't up on game about what he was doing, and how many Black people thought he was really a good dude who was just trying to live out his Christian values, and not the white Christian nationalist that he is, who started a white supremacist organization who was trying to turn us back to a point in time where Black people didn't even have civil rights. Hence the name Turning Point USA. So like the Charlie Kirk saga still vexes me. Like to a great extent. I'm still working through that. It actually has fatigued me a lot this year. Like, damn, why are we talking? Y'all niggas can't see this. That's how I've been kind of responding to that since it happened. So yeah, that's for me. Let's go over to Pamela. Tell us, what are you smoking and drinking this week, if anything? And then what has been the most impactful cultural moment for you this year?
So I am smoking a 7 chakras incense in the lobby of my office. And I'm drinking some ice water. And I will say that the most cultural for me, and this is just me personally, because I'm a child of the 80s, was the death of Malcolm Jamal Warner. And as insignificant as that may seem to a lot of people, as somebody who's an only child, growing up watching every single episode of The Cosby Show and then watching it repeatedly as an adult, the Huxtables felt like my family. So the fact that he passed away so tragically still sits with me. And, you know, and not only did I enjoy Malcolm Jamal Warner on The Cosby Show, but I also listened to Miles Long, which was his band. I listened to the music that he did. I listened to the poetry that he did. So losing him in such a tragic way that I felt like was so unnecessary. That was one of those things that I questioned God about multiple times, because I just felt like that was so unnecessary. Why did you do that? So, and I know how much the Cosby Show shifted Black culture, college culture, family culture, sibling culture. You know, it was that really pains me still that he is not present. He is not present. That really pains me. Yeah, so that was mine.
Yeah, there's still I'm a huge Robert Glasper fan, and Robert Glasper did a remix of Jesus Children with Layla Hathaway, and Malcolm Jamal Warner does poetry on that song. And I have not been able to listen to that song since he passed away. Like, and it's on a number of playlists, so it comes up frequently, and I always skip it because I just haven't been able to listen to it. Thank you for bringing that up as a moment of veneration for somebody who had a major impact on us and on the culture at large. Rich Auntie, what about you? What's the most impactful cultural moment for you this year?
Okay, Rich Auntie reporting for duty. I'm not smoking because I'm in my sister's house and I don't have any weed. And I'm very distraught, for the record.
Y'all be smoking port on that on that podcast.
On that podcast, y'all be
That's what the
smoking
chick
pork.
said. Y'all be smoking port. Like, man, my sister give me a pot. And who still says pot?
Well, I didn't know she was confused because I was drinking. I was gonna say I'm drinking on some Taylor Port Black. 20% if y'all a drinker like me. But no, there have been so many culturally significant moments this year. I was very amused by Kendrick and his dragging of Drake. That was a highlight. And I would also say just the political climate that we're in. Like there's been so many political things that have happened with the orange clown and his cronies, but yes, the port will get you right behind the veil, huh?
Yes,
Baby, this communion wine on crack. I ain't even gonna hold you. Like
port is amazing.
I can't even complain because I've really reached my auntie era.
I don't even know the last time I had I don't even I'm behind.
Baby, like, okay, so Taylor Port is between 13 and 20%. And like that's how old I am. I'm like, what's the percentage on the alcohol? Because I need to know before I drink it. But yeah, anyway, I would say like the Kendrick Lamar shit was like a big deal to me because I'm a Cali girl for life. Like, and I just felt like I do have my own like reservations because capitalism and commercialization, like y'all know how I am. But it was just a thing to behold, like Kendrick being so unapologetically West Coast and the way that he blew up. Like I just love that because I've been a Kendrick fan from day one. I feel like he's very prolific, he's very profound as an artist. Like we don't have a lot of people that are truly interested in being artists. We have people who want to get that check and will compromise themselves and be whoever their marketing wants them to be. But I just felt like with his music, with that Gen X album, it was just so dope. It was so musical. It was so political. He had something to say. And I really appreciated that because y'all know I love music. That's one of our connections as friends. Like I love Robert Glasper. I love ratchet rap. I love all kinds of music. And that just felt like it was a time because my nephew would walk around the house being like, wop, 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 wop. And I'm like, yeah, Maddie, go ahead. So Kendrick was vibes for me. I appreciated that. And so what someone said in the comments, like Sinners, baby.
Yeah. Sinners
was for the culture. For the
My
culture,
Lord Jesus.
For the culture, everything about it. I mean, shout out to Jasmine and Deontay. Like that Halloween party was lit. I was just so excited to see. And even though they've high-key been snubbed by these fucking award ass niggas, like Sinners was such a spiritual thing for me. Like I went and saw it so many times. I love the layered analysis. I love Ryan Coogler's genius. I love his unapologetic blackness. I love the way he works with Michael B. Jordan, and that's his like top dog nigga. Like I just love the blackness on display for both of those things, for Kendrick and for Sinners. Like that was Black power.
Yeah, Sinners was dope. Sinners was definitely one of those moments that I think all three of us could have pointed out. It's just been so much stuff going on this year. Sinners was definitely a moment, and not just a moment. It's like a movement. Like Sinners
like a cultural shift.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And then shout out to Marcel in the comments. Marcel said that my interview with Deontay Kyle on the Grits and Eggs podcast was a dope cultural moment. So I appreciate that. Yeah, that was a great conversation. I think that was like a really important moment, and I'm glad we had a chance to do it. Okay. We're doing the 2025 year in review. So this is what we're doing. We're looking at the top 3 episodes that we've done this year, and we're going to do a reaching for the stars related to each episode. Okay. So we're going to count down from episode 3. Oh yeah. D'Angelo's passed. Oh.
Moment of silence.
Okay. Golly. Yeah, a lot of people have passed this year. Malcolm Jamal Warner, Frankie Beverly, D'Angelo, Angie Stone, like a lot of people. It's been one of them years. Didn't like George Foreman passed away this year? Was James Earl Jones this year? Sly Stone passed away this year. Yeah, it's been like that. All right, so this is what we're going to do. We're going to look at the top 3 episodes. We're going to talk about them a little bit. We're going to celebrate, and then we're going to be up out of here, okay? So, the number 3 episode from Holy Smokes this year, drum roll, please. It was From You Made a Way to MAGA. All right. From You Made a Way to MAGA. This was actually supposed to be a Christian conversation that I was
Yikes.
And then I was like, Pamela, Rich Auntie, y'all want to jump on with me? And then it turned out to be like a real, actually, no, you know what? This wasn't even supposed to be an episode. That was the pre-show. That was a segment we did in a pre-show. And we talked about it for so long that it was like, yo, that's a whole episode. And we put it out. And between the public release and all of the clips, From You Made a Way to MAGA got almost 490,000 organic impressions on social media this year. Yeah, 490 organic impressions. So here was one of the clips from You Made a Way to MAGA that made its rounds around social media. See, Christian supremacy is an expression of white supremacy. Black Christians love to say, oh, Christianity was in Africa before it was in Europe. It was in Ethiopia. Yeah, but don't none of y'all niggas practice Ethiopian Orthodox Christianity, because the Ethiopian Orthodox Church is not interested in evangelizing people. Y'all niggas don't practice Ethiopian Christianity. You practice the bullshit that was repackaged by the empire and brought down through the transatlantic slave trade. So your practice of Christian supremacy is an extension of white supremacy. That's how you can denounce a black institution while you prop up Christian nationalism, because Trump is not in office without Christian nationalists. The white evangelical vote is the reason that Trump is in office in 2016 and in 2024. So my thing with Travis is he may be aware, he may not, but he's a pawn. Yeah.
My Lord.
People love when I go off. You know, they can say, you know, they don't like it all they want, but those the videos that hit.
It's provocative.
It's provocative. Ooh, it's controversial. Because you know, I have plenty of calm videos, and people be like, yeah.
I don't know if plenty is the right word, but you do have some calm videos.
Chill.
He really be the one that don't go off. Like Christians go off be like few and far between. I'm just you know, if I'm gonna do one thing, I'm gonna stand up for the man of God. So I'm just saying the fact, just run through his little timeline. You're gonna see he don't be going off. We be going off, but he don't be going off.
Plenty though.
That's I actually stayed calm most of the time. Most of the that particular that particular video, the energy came from how fundamentalists continue to move the goalpost. So they shift the conversation, right? We're trying to have a conversation about harmful theology. And we're talking about how our theology is tied to European colonialism. So, you know, we get our theology from the Europeans that colonized us. That's the fundamentalist theology that we were handed. And instead of these fundamentalist conservative leaders actually addressing the harmful theology, they move the goalpost and say, oh no, we didn't get this from white people. Christianity was in Africa first. But that doesn't change the fact that you have shitty theology. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Like you can say Christianity was in Antarctica. You could say it was on Mars. If your theology is shitty, I don't care where you got your Christianity from. So like that's what I was trying to get at, and that's what like continually comes up. Y'all remember anything from that episode? Was there anything y'all wanted to say that clip bring anything up?
Somebody said we have different definitions of plenty.
Hey, come
because
on.
Plenty means an abundance. I looked it up while you were talking. Plenty means an abundance. We don't have an abundance of you not going off.
First of all, BJ's on the morning bench, so she and her conflict with Bishop ain't even but like. Sorry, BJ. Boop.
Michi said, I was like, crash out, Bishop.
So many people are like, why did you have to say the N-word? Like, come on, man. Look, man. I say nigga. It's a part of my lexicon. Like, it is what it is. If you don't like it, you know, it is what it is. And what be killing me is the people who say, oh, he just cusses because he has a limited vocabulary. I swear to God, you have no idea how extensive my vocabulary is. We implemented the dollar jar here to keep people from using words that most folk don't know. So, you know what I'm saying? People just, they assume that because you speak freely, you speak AAVE, you don't understand the King's English. But I prefer AAVE. I speak the King's English when I need to be palatable. Because sometimes I do want to
and
be
as
palatable.
long as I got King Jesus.
Wait a minute.
Excuse me?
Wait a minute.
Talking about the King's English. Huh?
Mega.
Who is the King of glory? The Lord God strong and mighty. Huh?
So look, that episode was actually like a segment of a Christian Conversations that we turned into an episode of Holy Smokes. And it just went really well. People really appreciated it. So in light of From You Made a Way to MAGA being you know, our top 3, we're gonna do this segment of
Reaching for the Stars.
And we're gonna highlight how Nicki Minaj also made her way over to MAGA just this weekend when she showed up at America Fest with Erica Kirk, Charlie Kirk's, you can't say grieving widow, because is the grief in the room with us?
No, and she's also rubbing the fuck out of JD Vance's head in every fucking possibility she can. She want to be with that nigga so bad.
Yeah, Erica Kirk, this professional woman who's telling other women they need to just be housewives. That's so interesting how you get these professional women telling everybody else to be housewives. Well, why ain't you a housewife? Why ain't you somewhere cooking a meal and shutting the hell up if you want all other women to do it?
While doing it on a platform that doesn't believe women should have voices in the first place.
Hell,
like what?
Yeah. So here's Nicki Minaj at America Fest with Turning Point USA with Erica Kirk.
You have amazing role models like our handsome, dashing president. And you have amazing role models like the assassin J.D. Vance, our vice president. And when I say that,
trust me, there's nothing new under the sun that I have not heard, so you're fine.
That was so awkward. That was so awkward.
Let me tell you something. The fact that Nikki referred to Trump as handsome and dashing and then turned around and called JD an assassin.
That was so weird.
She said assassin to the lady whose husband was assassinated. I was just like, wait.
Yeah. Yeah.
Handsome assassin. I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa.
It
was just weird. It was
doesn't
weird.
appear to be the brightest crayon in the box.
About as sharp as a butter knife.
A dull butter knife. What's up, Rejanti? You look like you was about to say something.
Look, I'm trying to be careful because I don't need none of her fucking psychotic ass barbs to come after me, but I expect a woman married to a pedophile with a brother who is a pedophile, who has bullied victims of her family members to behave this way. I expect a Black woman who has done everything she can to prop herself up as some sort of standard of beauty, and frankly is just disappointed that she has not sold and she has not been able to stay relevant, and she is in a very public confrontation and competition with Cardi B, who is outselling, outpopularing her. Like, I expect this from her. Like, this is what coons do. This is what people do who do not have a moral center. When you are willing to be only about the money, like, I expect you to lick boots and suck whatever dick you need to be relevant. Like, this is her sucking the dick of MAGA. Like, literally, tell me I'm lying. And the problem I have is we cannot forget or overlook the through line between Christian nationalism and Black Christianity. Your mother is some sort of evangelist apostle. The whole way that you got on Trump's radar was because you're on Twitter kirking out literally and talking about how Christians are persecuted. Girl, be quiet, raise your son, and like create some raps. Like, I feel like her BBL juice has gotten to her head, and she is a fucking zombie ass hoe. Like, I'm sorry, I don't have any apologies for her. And I'm not even gonna lie, I'm a Cardi B fan. Like, I like Nicki. I was a fan from Pink Friday, but bitch, you've lost your fucking mind. You're Black. You're a whole ass immigrant who we have questions about your own citizenship, but you're capping.
She's undocumented.
For a white woman who is literally the embodiment of Serena Joy from The Handmaid's Tale. Like, are we awake or not? Are we awake or not? This bitch is literally on every stage talking about women should be this and that, while being a rich ass hoe who is profiting off of her husband's death. And your husband isn't even dead in the grave for real, body cold, before you're rubbing on the back of the head of the current vice president. And I'm concerned for Usha, girl. Like, baby, you're an Indian. You need to be careful before you're replaced by that power couple. So I can't take her. I have blocked her. I saw a post where you can block people. I have blocked her from my music. I don't want nothing with Nicki Minaj. I don't want to stream you. I don't want to pay you. Baby, go out bad. You're going to go out on a blaze of glory. I hope that your mother has some discernment in her apostolic title to return you to the fold and provide you some protection, because you have left yourself assed out in MAGAville, and you're a whole fucking maggot at this point.
This is the perfect opportunity, I feel, to finally use this alarm.
Stop playing with you niggas.
That's the energy.
That was so perfect. Yes.
That's the energy. Yo, but listen, actions have consequences. Nicki Minaj deactivated her Instagram account after she lost 10 million followers in one day.
Well, whoop-de-doo.
Whoop-de-doo.
Oh my God.
We need to add that to the alarms. Well, whoop-de-doo.
Well, whoop-de-doo. Yes, we're gonna add that to the alarms. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, she lost 10 million followers in a day. Then she got her diehard fans saying, Nicki Minaj, she playing chess, not checkers. And
no.
somebody said, and no offense to anybody that works at Checkers, but this is funny. Somebody said everybody saying Nicki Minaj is playing chess works at Checkers.
They got good fries though.
Listen, the fries
burgers,
be hitting.
Wings, and nuggets, shakes, amen, lights.
Nah, for real. Yeah, it's always somebody for
Checkers
sale.
tonight.
It's always somebody for sale. You can't.
And what Mitchell said right there, that's the whole thing for me. Like, if she's playing chess and not checkers, it's only for the fact that she want her people to be pardoned and she want to get her green card. Like, this is completely self-preservation. Like, this has nothing to do with morality, ethics, being aware of your platform, standing up as a Black woman. This has everything to do with this clown in office pardoning her, because we know that he has a penchant to pardon criminals because he is one. And at the end of the day, the people will not forget. Just because this buffoon tells you that you're not guilty, bitch, your nigga guilty. There is a victim. We've seen the receipts, and we will not forget. Just like that lady on Game of Thrones said, let them know it was me. We not gonna forget, baby. Your man guilty. I'm sorry that you chose who you chose, but you literally fuck your whole career up because you want to be that bitch. Sad.
Yeah. Remind me, we need to do an episode in 2026 about individualism, the theology of individualism, because that's such a key component to these conversations. People don't think about the collective; they just think about how it's going to benefit them. It's the problem that we always come up against when we're talking about movements for Black lives or movements for queer lives. It's like people only think about themselves individually and not how it affects the entire collective. And that's what she's doing. She thinking about herself individually. That's all she really care about. So for Nicki, we want you to know you have been
reaching for the stars.
All right, y'all. Let's keep it moving. That was episode number 3. That was the third most popular episode of 2025 from You Made a Way to MAGA. Go check that out on YouTube or on your favorite podcast platform. Now for the number 2 most popular episode of 2025 from this platform. Drum roll, please. The Theology of Perfectionism with my professor, Dr. Shaniqua Walker Barnes. Listen.
She drug us to the white meat, okay?
Listen. The Theology of Perfectionism got 523,000 organic impressions across platforms. 523,000 organic impressions. And here is the clip that took the internet by storm. Go ahead and buckle up, because every time I hear this, it messes with me. So just go ahead and buckle up, because it's about to get heavy. Here's Dr. C from the Theology of Perfectionism.
First of all, let's say everything does not deserve your 100%. everything does not deserve your 100%.
Pause.
It doesn't even necessarily deserve your 90, your 80, your 70, your 60. And honestly, if you're an overachiever, there are a lot of things that you could do at 50% and you still be better than everybody else. Right? You could literally half-ass it and you would still be better than most of the people around you. We are doing way too much. We are over-functioning.
Oh my God.
Because the thing is, they know, right? The systems we're embedded in, they know they can count on us. They know we're going to step up and do the work when other people won't do the work, right? They know it. So, I mean, this is like classic family systems. If somebody is over-functioning, somebody is under-functioning. And our perfectionism allows a lot of people to under-function.
Damn.
The other thing, when you feel yourself being overwhelmed, I say this in an academic sense with my students, but it really can be in any part of life. When you are in a place, in a season where you have too much going on, pick something and aim for a C. Aim to fail in some way, right? Because for perfectionists, a C is failure. So
right. Aim for a C. What do you mean? That is beneath me.
Right. But here's the thing. You choose the thing.
Yes.
Because if you don't choose it, your body will choose it for you.
Y'all better go to this lecture. Y'all better look. I'm gonna put the QR code on the screen. Y'all better go to this lecture. Everything does not deserve your 100%.
She tore me up so bad. She had me feeling so vulnerable and naked. It felt like somebody had snapped. It felt like I was taking a shower and luxuriating, turned the water off, and she snatched the shower curtain back before I was ready. That's exactly what it was. Just like, whoa.
Very close.
Like I was gonna open it, but geez, yeah, like that was so profound what she said, even about, even when you half-ass it, you're still doing better than most people. Like, and the way we pursue perfection and the way we pursue being in the top 10, top 5, top 3, yeah. That the exceptional Black Negro, the way we pursue that, whether it be because of our nurturing or our nature, like, and for her to say strive for a C, are you kidding me? How dare you? I feel like I've been saying this all night. How dare you? How dare you?
Go ahead, Rashanti.
Oh, I was gonna say that episode dragged me for feels. Like my edges had grown back, but I feel like they're gone again. Because y'all know I've struggled with like perfectionism and people pleasing, and after I got sick, I really had that awareness that like, bitch, you could do 20% of what you do, and you still gonna be better than all these niggas. Like, do less and be comfortable with it. And it's such a pivotal awareness and a shift that has blessed the fuck out of my life. Like, I'm still great. I still do great things, but I don't have to overachieve because I feel like, I was valedictorian in my 8th grade class. I was a 4.0 student. I had a 5.2 GPA in high school. I was an AP scholar, went to college with a full year of credits, like 28 credits of AP classes, and I was still doing the most, and I got sick as fuck because I was still doing too much. And that's why Black women are the number one categorization of people who are coming out with these autoimmune diseases, because we hold ourselves to this impossible standard. Part of it is because of the placement of where we are in the global levels. No matter who is there, we at the bottom. So we do more. We have the most degrees. We're the most educated. No, I am not a mule. I am not a labor. Get the fuck from around me. I'ma do the barest of minimums. I be taking off from work. I be at work like, get somebody else to do it. Is this part of my contract? I reject that. And it was uncomfortable at first. But when I tell you it has blessed the fuck out of me, and beyond the blessing, it has allowed other people to A, be held accountable, or B, step up into their strength. So if you're wrestling with that perfectionism shit, like, please believe you could get sick and be on your bed of affliction and have death knocking at your door. And I don't want that for you, because for me, that was a very scary time. Lesson learned, I'm going to be basic. Because even when I'm basic, I'm better than these bitches. The fuck?
Yo, this time that clip reminded me of my journey with TFC and building this ministry, and how at one point in time, you know, she said if somebody's over functioning, that means somebody else is under functioning. And I remember trying to do everything in my power to, like, I call myself trying to do right by everybody when really I was trying to please everybody. Until I realized me trying to please everybody led me to a point of where I wasn't doing right by myself. And I had to let go of trying to please everybody so that we could right this ship and make it sustainable. Because we wanted this to just be a come freely, receive freely, give freely. And the people who came freely and received freely rejected the invitation to give freely. And I remember just like, I still remember the day I was in my bathroom and I was just stressed. My hair was falling out in patches. And I was like, yo, what's going on? Like, this ain't how I'm supposed to be living. And then I just started to reflect on, like, what's causing me the most stress. And I was like, oh, it's this damn ministry. It's these people who tell me I change their life every day, but they won't give $5 a month. That's why I'm so damn stressed out, because I know I'm doing good work. Not because, like, you know, I just feel it. It's because the people who I'm working with are telling me, but like something ain't right. So I had to make the decision to stop trying to please everybody, stop trying to give everybody my 100% and save some for myself. And that's when we put up some different boundaries around this ministry and what access people could get and what level of commitment people would have to make to be able to be a part of this. And we took a lot of flack around that. You know, there are people who, when we shifted to the subscription model, they left the ministry calling me names, like really disparaging me. And now they're back, subscribed. I haven't said anything, but you know who you are. I'm not trying to call anybody out individually, but yeah, you know, that's something that you got to like deal with, you know, when you make those decisions. Not giving 100% and aiming for a C. When you hear it, it drags you to the white meat. And then when you actually got to live it out, it's even worse. If you think hearing it is bad, wait until you apply it. Shit ain't no joke. All right. On that note, theology of perfectionism. That was a real big one. That's something that a whole lot of us needed to work through. Let's do a reaching for the stars around the concept of perfectionism, particularly pertaining to sexual purity, which is another reason I pissed off the saints this past week. Some African Christian lady got up on some podcast and said that the man is supposed to always be on top. Kev on stage got a hold of it and he did a video. So here is Kev on stage's video about the lady who said the man is supposed to always be on top.
When you have intercourse, when you are intimate with your wife, husband and wife, the husband must rule over you. The man must always be on top.
Oh, brother.
Because he's ruling over you.
I rule, you rule, y'all rule. You get on top.
Never the woman on top of the man. And that's why we have so much of divorces and corruption, and because the women are ruling the men now.
So anything but the missionary position caused divorce?
The Bible talks about the man, let her breast satisfy you. Let your wife's breasts satisfy you. The breast cannot be satisfy you if she's facing down.
They can satisfy. They're satisfied, satisfactory. Satisfaction guaranteed.
She must be facing up and you must be on top. And that is the only godly position. No any other position in the bedroom.
All right, I'm calling it marriage bed is undefiled. I invoke marriage bed is undefiled.
It is ungodly, it is demonic. Those are moves of prostitutes. The Bible says the marriage bed should not be defiled.
No, I already said that. And you said it was prostitution and stuff. I already called undefiled. We can't be using the same thing for different things.
It should not be defiled by anyone. So if I lie on top of my husband, I am defiling the marriage bed.
Agree to disagree. What about side to side? What about doggy style?
If we do dog style, are you a dog? It's already called it's a dog style. Are you a dog?
I heard the songwriter say, why must I be like that? Why must I chase the cat? Must be the dog in me, yeah.
You are releasing the spirit of what? Dogs. Sex, not sex. Intercourse between two people that are married. It is worship unto God. So it must be holy. Because God comes.
Hey, yo.
And lord over that bedroom. So if I'm doing anything ungodly, the Lord cannot be there. Satan is there to lord over it.
What the hell is she talking about? See, this is why people be miserable in life. Because they follow people like this and they try to live up to these standards and they just be miserable because this is not how they want to live their life. Let me tell you something. If I married Pamela and she said missionary only, wouldn't be no NFL, y'all. It wouldn't be no NFL. She'd be doing something else in life. It wouldn't be this. Because no.
Now she would be doing something else in life.
We can do it. We can do it.
Oh my God.
I thought about how to get on top sometimes, huh?
I thought about how she left out queer people and disabled people, to be honest.
Please, and thank you.
She kept saying husband, on top. So what about people who have disabilities? What about queer people who don't have husbands? Like
don't want one.
You just left so many people out, ma'am. Not only was it foolish, but it was exclusive.
Look, I'm really just
layers.
I'm so disturbed by these old ass black women talking about sexual activity because you clearly are participating in the orgasm gap. Like, to Pamela's point about the queerness, like, bitch, what? I'm gonna be on top of whoever I'm on. And they're gonna enjoy the ride and the view. Like, what kind of sex are you having? This is why women are unpleased. This is why you are frustrated and angry. So when I hear women talking about sex, specifically older women, and they sound angry, it's like, bitch, please nut.
And if I'm gonna be pleased by the woman's breast, it's actually more pleasing when she's on top. When you think about it, I mean, from the perspective of somebody who has sex with women, the breasts are much more pleasing when she's on top. But
you ain't gotta reach for the stars when she on top.
Ooh, and she clearly not in her word because Song of Solomon talks about it, honey.
Huh?
Talks about the breasts, okay? Talks about the pleasure. Like, you don't know the word, and the Spirit of God did not reveal that to you. You making shit up and making your congregants miserable. And that's the problem. I remember I had told my mom, this is not funny. I'm sorry, mama. I remember at her church, like when the women get married, they have this like kind of like a passion party, and the old women be trying to tell women shit, and I'm like, y'all know they fucked before. Like, we don't need y'all help in knowing what the person that we want to fuck wants. But you over here trying to have a little elder missionary, and you gonna tell me that I need to be on my back to get pleasure, and that's the only. I don't know. I'm from a freaky family, baby. No. I don't even think my dad would co-sign any of this because they say you get your freakiness from your parents. Okay, so
yeah, we're not even about to get into that with me. We're not even about to get into that.
Yuck.
with me. But I think, you know, this is the thing, like the layers of it all, right? Like we spend time nuancing sexual ethics. So a lot of times we have a different starting point when we talk about sexual ethics because we automatically include the spectrum of sexuality. Like it's automatically a part of our conversation. So our conversations about sexual ethics don't revolve around one man and one woman. So we
Yes.
created a sexual ethic that can include everybody. So our sexual ethics revolve around consent, honesty, and mutuality. It don't matter if it's one man, one woman, two non-binary humans, three or more humans, two women, two men, whatever it is, consent, honesty, and mutuality. And that's why I pissed them people off when I was talking about Jesus's sex life, because they believe in sexual purity, so that you're not supposed to have sex if you're not married. And Jesus and their theology wasn't married. So to talk about Jesus having sex is sacrilegious because Jesus is too sacred to associate him with the sin of sex. But when we talk about sex in our community, we're not talking about it from the perspective of sane consciousness, because sex is a beautiful thing when it's done consensually, honesty, and mutually. Like that's like the starting point for our community, which is why people are so vexed when we talk about sex in our community. It's like, what do y'all mean? Jesus and sex. It's like, well, I mean, you saying that because you think sex is bad and nasty, but I don't believe that. And I don't believe God believes that either.
And why do we want to hold on to that so firmly? Like, why do we deny ourselves the very basic pleasures of bodily satisfaction in the name of God?
It's
Like,
all
we
right,
don't even know what Jesus was doing. Like, that's the thing that was one of the main deconstruction points for me in the Bible, was like, we don't know what Jesus is doing. We literally have this very selective crafted book where they created this Jesus that they want us to believe in. I find it extremely difficult to believe that any nigga is not hunching somebody. I work with teenage boys. I have men in my family. Like, if anybody was hunching, the niggas was hunching. Like, if Jesus was a woman, I might believe Jesus was celibate. I might believe that Jesus honored a vow. But Jesus was a man. Get the fuck out of here. Get out of
right.
here.
I feel like if Jesus wasn't asexual, he was hunching. And listen, BJ is already sat down, but now we about to put her under the mourner's bench. This heifer said Jesus was definitely throwing his hot dog down the hallway.
I mean,
throwing his hot dog down the hallway.
I mean, just think of the group. Like, just look at the way that women react to preachers. You think Jesus wasn't getting ass thrown at him every week, every day, every fucking goddamn miracle? You're delusional if you don't think somebody was in the background like, hey, Jesus.
Listen, and whatever he like, if Jesus liked dudes, they was throwing it at him too.
Come on, somebody.
Whatever he liked, he had access to it. I'm gonna put it to you like that. Whatever Jesus liked, he had it. Whether he took advantage or not, he had access.
Power and authority attracts everybody. It is not a respecter of genders. Power and authority and charm, let's not forget that, attracts everybody.
Come on, somebody.
Yeah.
And some stuff that you think you might not be into, you might get into it.
Yeah.
So power, authority, money, and charm attracts everybody.
I ain't gonna tell y'all what Pamela said to me after I preached on the 13th, but it was not holy. Okay.
I mean, the marriage bed is undefiled, and I applaud the woman of God for trying to reinvigorate the man of God. You better be on the wall.
She wasn't trying to do missionary though. I promise you that. So I don't know. We was about to defile that marriage bed.
I'm sorry. Who wants to do missionary in 2025? Like,
I mean, missionary only. It's like, look, missionary will get you right. It just can't be the only.
Okay, but right, like that's very Little House on the Prairie. Like, come on.
Yeah. So listen, for the lady who said that if the woman is on top, she's like lording over the man. Ma'am, You have been
reaching for the stars.
Okay, y'all. It's time for the top episode of 2023. And this one is wild. It caught me off guard. I did not know that this was going to be a thing, but the top episode of 2025, I think, did I say 2023 earlier? 2025. Drum roll, please. Are the Christians okay? Part 2, actually. I didn't realize when we did this in October, we had already done an episode called Are the Christians Okay earlier this year. So this is going to be a recurring series. When the Christians are acting wild on social media, we're just going to do an installment of Are the Christians Okay? On this episode, we talk about that white Australian chick coming at Dr. Jamal Bryant. We talked about that's NBA, right? NBA YoungBoy. What is that his name? Or is that NLE Chopper? What's his name?
Chopper.
NLE
Chopper.
NLE Chopper, when he was on the Kings Lions Den, the Kirk Franklin thing, and then the Gospel Cues when they went over to 2819. And then of course we talked about D'Angelo. He had just passed that week. That was the top episode of 2025, and we didn't even release the full-length episode. So what we're going to do is we're going to release the full-length episode publicly before the end of the year, so people can actually see the episode that got the most impressions for the year. Are the Christians Okay got 993,000 organic impressions. 993,000 organic impressions. Yeah. And here is the most popular clip from that particular episode. That rubs me the wrong way.
Jamal Bryant, he's a false prophet. Jamal, he needs to repent of this ethnic idolatry and dividing the body by skin color.
Another thing that stuck out to me is her referring to him as Jamal. And the history of that is also racism. I'm a preacher's kid. My dad was a boomer. He was born in 49. A lot of the preachers in my dad's era and before used their initials. So my dad's name was Willie James Smith. But when he would introduce himself in white spaces as Pastor Willie Smith, white people would call him Willie because they didn't give him the honor of referring to him by his last name. Because in those days, those honorifics were important. You know, black people were supposed to refer to white people as Mr. and Miss. And you know how they would talk to us like boy and girl. So as we were coming along in society and demanding more respect, black preachers would stop telling white folk their first name to not even give them the opportunity to call them by their first name. So that's why my dad went by W.J. Smith later in his preaching career. There would be times where he would tell people, yeah, I'm W.J. Smith. And they would be like, well, what does the W stand for? You say W, it's Pastor Smith. Now, I go by Christian, so it doesn't bother me, but that is Dr. Jamal Harrison Bryant. That man has a doctorate. And I don't know this young lady from the looks of things. I have no desire to know her. But obviously she doesn't know the history of that level of disrespect against a black man. In this case, you know, a black scholar. I was so glad that video went well because a lot of people didn't realize that little bit of history. And what happened when I shared that, there were so many church kids from all over the country who were sharing their pastor's name in the comments. Like, oh my God, my pastor used his initials, M.E. Taylor and D.F. Patton. And they were just like dropping initials that didn't even go together, like W.Z. Eldridge. Like, what? Because that was the thing. Like, that was the thing. Like, people black people have always been subject to disrespect, and we've always found ways around it. And that was just one of the ways that we did. And like that white Australian girl been getting drugged by everybody on social media for that. That was a lot. That was a lot.
Rightfully so.
Period.
Yeah. So yeah. Are the Christians okay? 993,000 organic impressions. We're going to drop it before the end of the year because we never dropped it. So we've actually like shared some clips from that, but we never actually like shared the whole thing. So look out for it before the end of the year. Now, on that note, we got one more.
Reaching for the stars.
And since the topic of our top episode of 2025 is Are the Christians Okay? We're going to check in and just see if Tiffany Montgomery is okay. Because this clown passed out at her service. She's not a serious person. I'm gonna just show it. So this was a clip, and I'm gonna tell you right now. I didn't want to talk about this. Pamela showed it to me. She was like, "Oh, did you see this?" And I was like, "I ain't trying to see no Tiffany Montgomery bullshit. Please keep this shit away from me." She was like, "Okay, but you know your people. It's about to come up." And I was like, "Nah, we ain't. These niggas don't care."
And don't.
Boy, was I wrong. Because it came up in the ecosystem, and then we did the Hot Topics post on Sunday, and we didn't even mention Tiffany Montgomery in the post, but in the comments, people was like, Tiffany Montgomery passing out. So yeah, here's our favorite charlatan, Tiffany Montgomery, passing out at her church service.
I'm actually gonna pray this prayer after worship. That's what I feel led to do.
I genuinely feel bad for anybody who thought that was a real medical emergency. I really feel bad that you've been that bamboozled by this charlatan that you would watch that performance and be like, oh my God, get her some medical attention. That was a performance. That was theater. That was about as real as Trump's assassination attempt.
Well, Sean said it was a scheme set up by Todd.
What in the world?
I'm cracking up. The whole time I was thinking, I put my hand up on your hip. When you dip, I dip, we dip. You put your hand up on my hip. Because it was like, girl, it was such a production of I'm gonna dip down, then the music is gonna start, then the band and the keyboard, and then the people are gonna come around. Like, huh?
If there's a medical emergency in the sanctuary, particularly with
from the pulpit
figurehead, the person at the podium, you're not gonna stand around them and stretch your hands out and pray while the musicians play spooky music.
Baby,
What
this
kind
is
of bullshit is this?
baby, this is
But
not the
but
never
they
ending
are.
story, okay?
But they are, and this is the saddest of realities for sunken place saints, as I was, such was I. You feed off of that fucking bullshit, like the keyboard, the organ. Like, I sit literally and think right now how much of what I saw in churches that was supposed to be a supernatural move of God was some choreographed coonery. Like, that's all that is. Because you mean to tell me you had to orchestrate falling out so that somebody would help you lay down on the floor with no shoes on because you're so pressed under the glory of God? Like, this is why I cannot take black preachers seriously. This is a scam. This is a scheme, not set up by Todd, but of the devil. And I just think we all need to be free, because I get it. Like, I was so attracted to supernatural, prophetic, apostolic, Pentecostal spaces, and I was so sincere. That's the part that fucking pisses me off. I was so sincere in my quest for the Spirit of God, but I would be in places like that bitch, and people really believed that God was there, and it's really giving Ichabod. Ichabod asshole. Please be delivered from all of them charlatan ass niggas, because Tiffany, I'm sorry, I haven't taken her seriously since her beef with the Apostle Matthew Stevenson. Like, I can't. It was that, and then the icing on the cake was her with her little girlfriend on the boat, allegedly. Like, I can't take her seriously. Girl, please sit down. Please stop. Please stop abusing and manipulating the people of God. Please stop pretending that you have power when you have none. Zero.
But she does, though. She has evil power. She has put a spell on these people. She's an authoritarian. She reminds me so much of Trump. She has authoritarian power over these people. Like, the way she talks to the people in her community, it's like they're under her spell. Yeah, it's witchcraft. Yeah,
it's witchcraft.
All of her accusations are confessions. Like, the way she talks to them is so like, stand up on your feet, pray in the spirit, sit down, do what I say. If you vote this way, you're gonna usher judgment. You're like, I'm telling you.
That's that camp, though. That is what the Pentecostal circles do. That is what I will never forget. And I'm not gonna be. I'm really trying to be quiet, but I will never forget going to fire conferences under her former apostle, and that is what they train you to do. They train you. They do these things called activations, where they put you in a circle and they tell you to prophesy to your neighbor, and they tell you to turn it on, and they tell you to fall out. Like, it's literally like a command. It is. So that is what people are being trained to do in those circles. So when they're in those services, it's not weird to them, because that's literally what they've been trained to do, and they believe that's God. Such was I. It's terrible. I can't even take it no more. Like, when I see that, I just really disassociate, because I tell people all the time, I used to travel a lot, but it wasn't for my pleasure. It was for church conferences. I would be in Chicago. I would be at Apostle Stevenson's fire conference. I would be in there. And I remember in 2016 when he was prophesying and he was like, Trump's going to be president, and everybody was mad. And it was true. But in the service, it was like he was giving directions just like she did. Stand up, sit down, prophesy to your neighbor.
It's so much conditioning.
And it's so much, like you just said, the authoritarianism of it all is why we are okay with who we have in office. Because not only the marriage of white nationalism, but the marriage of Pentecostalism, that mixture is terrifying.
This episode was streamed live for members of the Faith Community Virtual on Patreon. In case you didn't know, Holy Smokes is a ministry of the faith community. TFC is a digital community of Christians and non-Christians who explore life, faith, and theology together. If you want to get the full-length, unedited version of this recording, subscribe to our Patreon today. The link is in the show notes. And depending what platform you're on, subscribe, like, share, comment. Share this with a friend who won't disown you for listening to heresies like this. I'll see you in these internet streets. Peace out.